I'm gonna do a sketchbook tour.
Mr. Neil Cronin painting.
Let's have a wee look at this sketchbook then. This is a sketchbook which I've been working on over the last year. It's not recently completed, I have a few more that I've done since then. But I go through these pretty frequently, but I thought I would share one semi-randomly. I think it's sort of... I usually write the dates on them, but annoyingly I haven't on this. But I recognise some things in here that are relatively new. So I think it's probably going for about... It's probably maybe 6 months worth of painting and drawing. But in sort of different sort of bursts. So I thought we might just go through it, sometimes with silence, sometimes with a little bit of commentary on the materials or the painting or the drawing. Sometimes, maybe a whole little story. I don't know. Okay, so this is the Moleskine Art Sketchbook, which is necessary for this kind of work. The sketchbooks that they make, which are more like notebooks, the pages are numbered and they're just thinner paper. They're just not able to cope with the media. So I thought go here. So I have to say a lot of this isn't in order. So although this is the first page, it's probably amongst the last things done in the book. Partly because you get to the end and you start to fill up all these little pages. I've never understood why the first page is like that, with the glue like kind of goes like a few centimeters or a few millimeters in. I don't know why it does that, but it always puts me off. So that's why it's the last painting in here. So here is this Canio face. It's in oil, but I quite like the green underpainting and allowing some of that to come through. So I was kind of interested in playing around with that. It's something in my bigger paintings too. So just trying it out here. And this was a study for a bigger piece which I actually painted onto a skateboard. Maybe I can sort of show that alongside or something. But that was quite an interesting little study. But that's another painting which I kind of recently left the studio. Otherwise I would show you now. So ink, this is really just like ink washes. I have a brush pen that I fill up with water. I'll just show you. So these brush pens, pretty good. They're pentel brush pens. I think I have to get them sent in from Japan now. But they are pure black. These ones you can buy and they come empty, and I filled this up basically with just water and a few drops of ink, and that gives me this kind of light wash that you can see in here, which is kind of useful for just adding subtle value in these kind of drawings. I used to do this kind of thing in pencil, but that's just so laborious and I was never very good at it. I don't have the patience. These are quick ones, kind of not very nice, but just keeping my hand in, doing some figures. And if you don't know who that is, then you don't have kids. If you know, you know. Sometimes in the sketchbook I do things that I wouldn't normally do in my bigger piece, like indulge in this kind of sort of sci-fi fantasy art stuff. But whenever I post it, people seem to like it, so maybe I should do more of this in my sort of quote-unquote real work. So I'm doing like similar sort of vibe to some of these things. A lot of these things are just random references online, or in this case I think it was kind of an invention. I took another reference and sort of changed it as I was drawing it. Some more of these with ink washes, some fine liner. I think there's just a bit of watercolour. That's a friend of mine, Maddie. The dishes piling up. So a lot of the time these sketchbooks aren't just random images, but little, memories. This is a holiday we took with Grace when she was just a few months old. So yeah, going to Marseille there. Oh yeah, so there's the date, right? 11th of June. Hey, so it's like a year ago. This is a year ago. There's a messy Georgie sitting on the sofa. That's a self-portrait, if you don't know what I look like. I think there's another painting under here, like a sort of swimming pool shot, but something must have gone wrong, and so I got embarrassed and painted over it. Monkey in a suit. Some more here, that's my daughter. So yeah, this is still on that same holiday that in the south of France. This is sitting at a cafe, just trying to take in the scene quickly, again with those brush pens. This is kind of interesting. So this is somebody I actually met on a train. I was just chatting to and did a little pencil drawing of them. But I really shanked it. I really made it embarrassed myself. So I redid it or repainted over it in oil. Yeah, sure, it's still not perfect, but it is significantly better. And sometimes I have to do that. If it's a bad drawing, I gotta paint over it and expel the demons. Another cafe scene in the same place. I think it's the same square as this, just looking the other way. I was finding these things, it's quite hard to catch a sort of specific moment. It's much more about a kind of general sense of the place or energy or people. You actually need very little to kind of make a sense of somebody. Some people are better at that than me. Many people, actually. There's little Grace, she's just learning to walk then on that same holiday. Again, just catching people sitting, doodling, waiting. The downside of these kind of paintings where you're sitting doodling is you quite often get interrupted and have to abandon it. So they can end up retaining a kind of sort of crappy quality. Another one of these scenes. I think we saw a frog on the trip. So there's a lot of these kind of images of sitting on trains in this book. I started commuting around about the same time when I was travelling through about 40 minutes on the train. So a lot of these are commuting sketches. Still the people of Scotland. I was quite pleased with this one. Just something about the light coming in. Admittedly, I did sneak a photo and add in the some of the shading later. Although maybe I didn't really look at it. I was able to sort of catch them quite quickly. Because when people are so absorbed in their phones, you can get away with this. Oh yeah, this is from the Strada challenge, which is a sort of painting challenge where the idea is that you paint every day for. Let me just adjust the light here. And you paint every day for a month, and still life, from life painting. So yeah, just a bottle and one of my daughter's toys. Some more another commuter sketch. That's my wife hanging out in our house. More people on the train. That guy's also on the train. It's actually a self-portrait, although you might not notice it at first. So a plain sketch, and later put in the Haywain study. More sitting around. So that's another plane journey. Glasgow Derry. You go to Derry. Went to Derry last year. Going to Derry again this year with the students to have a look at the city. It's Derry. Bishopsgate having a coffee. Also, we've got the date there, right? So we're up to October. I actually had a chat with this guy afterwards. He was painting a mural on this wall of the undertones. Yeah, nice guy. His name is Carl. Carl, the Derry muralist. If you've never been to Derry, Derry's full of murals, much like a lot of Northern Ireland. That are sometimes political, but have morphed over the years, I guess, to become much more just general cultural, general points of culture, I guess. But yeah, interesting. Nice guy. Another couple of Kenyo heads. FaceTime call with my daughter when I was in Derry, I think. That looks like Camillo. I can't remember. Maybe that is Camillo. Couple of lassies running. I'm not sure where this came from. Yeah, it's good to try out different things. So I don't normally draw in ballpoint, but this was fun to do. You know, you get, I don't know if you can see that, some of the different variations and the just the different. It's one of those pens that you get the red, the blue, and the green on the end. So yeah, it was kind of fun, those pens. It was pretty bad for a long time until I found the right outline. That's Randall from the Kenyo universe, and it's just collage of things drawn at different times. What's that guy's name from the There Will Be Blood? Daniel Day-Lewis, is it? I think it is. Anyways, there's a couple of drawings of him. We had a little group when we were drawing sort of a film scene every month or every week or something. I wasn't very good at keeping up with it, but this was one of my entries. Some more ballpoint. You don't recognise that meme. Just some more heads in these ink. Lots of them. Most of these references are from the Kenyo public reference chat, or Super Fun Draw, Photo Time, Hell, Cunning, GPT, whatever it's called. But obviously sometimes I'll just draw images from the internet. This is Hogmanay, obviously. Yeah, so I went down to London, hung out with some pals for Hogmanay, and I drew this. Not at the time, I was busy at the time, but I did it afterwards from a photo. Just added in something ominous. More people on trains. I don't know where that's from. Yeah, it's a bunch of random stuff. I think that's Dasha, no? From Kenyo. Some other Kenyo heads. I think that's Michael Burke, from 999. And then Glasgow Skyline. Just look, so that was that. Hey, this is a good example. That's a study for a painting. I do have the painting here. It's good. It's a good example of how quite often I'll do a little study in the sketchbook, the bigger painting. Yeah. I dropped the mic. Did that break? I don't think it broke. I think it's okay. Another couple of my wife, Georgie, partner. So the back of this, just a bunch of guff. Notes from teaching, some drawings of students. And that's it. That's about, so that's a bit of last year. Alright, thanks. I really enjoyed having a look through the old sketchbook. It's interesting how sketchbooks are like little drawers, little memory drawers. You see these drawings, you kind of forgotten about the drawing, but the drawing itself reminds you of the time when you drew it, where you were, who you were with, what you were listening to, and all that stuff is the kind of part of the reason why we draw. It's to record the world, memories, events, things that happened, the way that we were feeling. So, if I'd written it down with words as like a diary, I'm not even sure it would have gotten across more information than just a drawing of something else does at the time. It's amazing how drawing and painting is able to do that, is able to hold on, is able to be a vessel for thoughts and feelings and ideas and memories, just the same as text is. It's almost like text is too explicit, and it's the kind of vague implicit nature of the drawing that gives it more power as a kind of vehicle for memory. Oh man, that sounds a bit intense. It's just a bunch of sketches. I mean, I don't know why I'm going on like this. But thanks for watching that, because it was longer than I thought as well. That was like 15 minutes. I thought it was going to be like 5. So yeah, that was a lot. So well done on sticking with that. But look, it's done now. It's done now. I might do another one though, because I've got quite a few. Got quite a few of those sketchbooks. But listen, I'm going to start a new painting. I've got this pretty intense green underpainting, actually like in the sketchbook, right? So I'm going to do that now, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.